Good evening. Team GB have won 2 more gold medals at the Tokyo Olympics, both in new events where men and women compete together. There was further success for the swimming team, who took gold in the 4x100 metre mixed medley relay. Our sports editor Dan Rowan was watching the action.
A first for the Olympics, but a familiar feeling for Team GB. A third triathlon medal today in the inaugural mixed team event, but this time gold. With each athlete facing a 300-metre swim, 6.8-kilometre bike ride and 2-kilometre run, Jessica Learmonth got Britain's bid off to a great start, before Johnny Brownlee then extended the lead in this, his third and final Olympics. Team GB still had their 2 silver medalists from the individual events to come. First, Georgia Taylor-Brown, and for the final leg, Alex Yee, who powered home to seal a 14-second victory. After a bronze and silver in his previous 2 games, Brownlee finally emulating brother Alistair and claiming Olympic gold.
It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I've chased that dream for a long time. I've seen my brother obviously achieve it twice, and now I've done it and it feels amazing.
Introduced to try and improve gender balance, the new mixed team events have been one of the features of the Games here in Tokyo, and Britain are certainly enjoying them. Team GB's swimmers have already had a remarkable Olympics, but it got even better in the 4x100 metre mixed medley relay.
Great Britain are going to win their 4th gold in the swimming pool.
Anna Hopkins sealing a stunning win and new world record after Kathleen Dawson, Adam Peaty and James Guy had established a lead. This a 7th medal for the team here, 1 more tomorrow, and it will be British swimming's best ever Games. Dan Rowan, BBC News, Tokyo.
Britain's fastest ever woman, Dina Asher-Smith, has pulled out of the Olympic 200 metres after revealing that she tore her hamstring earlier this month. The 25-year-old failed to make the 100 metres final in Tokyo. Her teammate, Daryl Neita, finished 8th in the race. Asher-Smith spoke of her upset to our sports correspondent, Natalie Perks.
Obviously the competitor is. Because a sprint start, we'll let it go. We'll let the start go and let me cry.
The customary smile replaced with tears. The fastest woman in British history had been hiding a secret.
Dina Asher-Smith.
Just 5 weeks ago, she'd been told there was only a 2% chance she would make it to the start line after a torn hamstring.
Elaine Thompson-Herah's going to win it. It's going to be Del Pond who takes 2nd place. And Dina, she's just not finishing. She gets out well and couldn't hang on.
Out of the final and minutes later, the reigning world 200 metres champion confirmed she was out of that too, but would still run the relay.
My idea for this Olympic cycle was complete dominance, and obviously didn't manage it this time, but obviously we have 3 more years to the next Olympics, and I know the kind of shape I'm in, I know the calibre of athlete I am, and I know how talented I am. So it's frustrating to not be able to put it out when it matters, but at the end of the day, with the cards that I've been given, I did very, very well, and in no way does this change anything that's going to happen in the future.
Well, Daryl Neita might not have been the name on everyone's lips, but making the 100-metre final is a huge achievement. She's the first British woman to do so since 2008.
But this would be a tough ask from a field stacked with talent and speed.
Elaine Thompson-Herah's just got the lead at the minute, and it's going to be the defending champion, makes it 2 in a row! 10.60! It's an Olympic record!
A Jamaican 1-2-3. The pace was blistering, the celebrations between them somewhat frosty. Not that Elaine Thompson-Herah cared.
My chest is tight because I'm over happy. I'm so lost of words right now, but God is amazing.
Heartbreak then for the queen of British sprinting, but the Jamaican dynasty continues its reign. Natalie Perks, BBC News, Tokyo.
In other Olympic news, 3 Team GB athletes have qualified for the final of the women's 800 metres for the first time ever after impressive displays in the semi-finals. 19-year-old Keely Hodgkinson timed her run well to finish 2nd in her heat. She'll join Alex Bell and Gemma Reekie in the final on Tuesday. On her Olympic debut, Emma Wilson has won bronze in the women's windsurfing. The 22-year-old's mother, Penny Way, is a former world champion who narrowly missed out on a medal in the 1992 and 1996 Olympics. And 4-time Olympic champion Simone Biles has withdrawn from 2 more gymnastics events, Sunday's vault and uneven bars finals. She withdrew from Tuesday's women's team final as well as Thursday's individual all-round final, saying that she had to focus on her mental health. Fighting is raging around three major cities in southern and western Afghanistan as the Taliban try to seize them from government forces. Taliban fighters have entered parts of Herat, Lashkargah and Kandahar. Let's speak to our correspondent Secunda Kamani, who's in the Afghan capital, Kabul. Secunda, how close is the Taliban to taking control of these places?
Well, this is certainly the most serious moment yet that we've seen in weeks of intensified fighting in Afghanistan. The Taliban already control vast swathes of rural territory. Now they're trying to capture their first city. This evening, they went right into the heart of Lashkargah city, following heavy fighting, though, after the arrival of special forces. The Taliban, we understand, were pushed a little further back. But I've been speaking to one local resident in Lashkargah, and he said that even if the Taliban don't capture the city on this occasion, it's been a powerful show of strength by the militants. He also said the Taliban have taken up positions inside the homes of a number of ordinary people, making it harder to dislodge them. Now, as you say, fighting is also ongoing in and around a number of other cities, notably Herat in the west and Kandahar in the south. And the formal deadline for the withdrawal of all remaining international forces, the few ones that are left, is the end of August. Real fears that with peace talks stalled, the violence is going to get even worse.
Secunda, thank you very much. The latest government figures show there were just over 26,000 new cases in the latest 24-hour period, meaning an average of 27,464 new COVID cases per day in the past 7 days. 71 deaths were recorded in the last 24 hours. That's an average of 70 deaths a day in the past week. The latest number of people in hospital with COVID is just below 6,000. That hasn't been updated from yesterday. More than 88% of UK adults have now had their first jab, and more than 72% are now fully vaccinated. Well, speaking of vaccinations, BBC News understands that the government is no longer considering making it compulsory for university students to be fully jabbed to attend lectures in England. NHS England and the body that regulates healthcare products are issuing new guidance on pulse oxygen meters, also known as oximeters, after it was found that the devices can overestimate oxygen levels in people with darker skin. With more, here's our health correspondent, Amara Sophia Elahi.
Ranjit Sangera Marwaha caught coronavirus in December last year and eventually ended up in hospital with seriously low oxygen levels.
So basically, flip the lid, put your finger in.
She'd been monitoring her levels at home with a pulse oximeter, but the meter consistently told her she was in safe levels, even as she increasingly struggled to breathe.
When I went into hospital, the first thing they said was, you really did leave it too late. Had you left it any longer, I would have been straight into ICU.
There is growing evidence that such monitors can overestimate oxygen levels in people with darker skin tones by 2%. That's led to NHS England and the body that regulates the use of medical devices, the MHRA, issuing new advice. They say people shouldn't use the devices at home without speaking to a medical professional and to monitor oxygen levels over time. Low oxygen levels are a primary indicator of serious COVID infection, and those treating patients in hospital say they've expressed concerns about the use of the technology on minority ethnic individuals.
It's something that I would pick up on at least once a day with maybe 2 or 3 patients on a daily basis. It's quite possible that someone's oxygen levels were measured and they seemed normal when actually they were truly low. And because they seemed normal, they might have been sent home and denied the steroids and oxygen which we would normally have been giving to patients. And it's possible that that therefore may have led to them becoming more unwell and potentially even dying.
Oxygen is one of the most common treatments given in medical emergencies, and doctors stress accurate readings are vital when assessing patients. NHS England say they are keeping the situation under review and have commissioned further research into the issue. Amara Sophia Elahi, BBC News.
Carrie Johnson, the Prime Minister's wife, has revealed on social media that she's pregnant with the couple's second child, who's due at Christmas. She says she feels incredibly blessed, but also like a bag of nerves after having a miscarriage at the beginning of the year. Mrs Johnson gave birth to a boy, Wilfred, in April 2020. There's more throughout the evening on the BBC News channel. We're back with the late bulletin at 10:15. Now on BBC News, it's time for the news where you are. Goodbye.